So this data is wall logging data. We have recipe log, gamma ray, nutrient density, sonic, and resistivity log. All of them is function in depth. So the main procedure for wall logging interpretation will start with shear volume calculation. Based on this data, can you calculate the shear volume based on gamma ray and SP method. Next, we'll calculate the porosity based on this equation. We have density data, nutrient data, and sonic data. After that, we'll calculate the effect of porosity. The next step of wall logging interpretation is saturation and saturation estimation. The first step is calculate the water saturation. After that, we'll calculate the oil saturation, and the final step will calculate the permeability based on this equation. So first step will calculate the shear volume from the gamma ray. Gamma ray equation need to gamma ray log at specific depth, gamma ray clean at or gamma ray sand, the minimum reading of gamma ray, and gamma ray shale, the maximum reading of gamma ray. So the first step will detect the max and minimum value. Then we'll estimate the minimum. Gamma ray reading at specific depth minus gamma ray clean or gamma ray minimum divided by gamma ray shale or max gamma ray minus gamma ray minimum. We'll apply this equation on all of column. This is the the shale volume from the gamma ray. Next step, we'll calculate the shale volume based on SP method. Based on this figure, when the resistivity of mud filtrate smaller than formation resistivity, the SP reading will be positive. And when the resistivity of mud filtrate larger than formation resistivity, the deflection of SB at sand zone will be negative as shown here. So we'll see this data, the SB data showing the negative value. So, and here the resistivity of mud filtrate and resistivity of formation water. Resistivity of mud filtrate larger than resistivity of formation water. This indicates this area or this interval is sand interval. So now we'll calculate the shale volume based on SP. just need to calculate the maximum value and minimum value. The SB equation, we need to SB log at specific depth, SB sand, and SB shale. Minus SB sand. Divided by SB shale minus SB sand. We'll apply this equation on the log. The difference in value of shale from SB and gamma ray is based on the mechanism of each log. So you need to calculate the average shale volume this zone have high shale volume and this zone is medium, okay, and there's zones have low. The next step is porosity determination. The first column is a neutron porosity. As we said, the porosity from a neutron read directly from log, so and this porosity is total porosity, so you need to correct this value to effective porosity. This porosity is neutron porosity, total neutron porosity. Now we'll calculate the effective porosity. The effective porosity, we'll use this equation. You need to total porosity and shale volume. Total porosity so now you need to estimate the effective porosity. Total porosity multiplied by 1 minus shale volume, any shale volume, average shale volume. The next step is density porosity. So the density, you need to calculate the porosity from density log. You need to this equation. This equation need to density of matrix and density of bulk volume, of bulk formation, and density of fluid. matrix, density of matrix. This zone is sand zone, so need to density of sand zone minus bulk density divided by matrix minus density of fluid. And apply this equation foot by foot. Then calculate effective porosity equal total porosity multiplied by 1 minus shell volume, average shell volume, as we say. After that, we'll calculate the porosity from sonic log. The porosity from sonic, use this equation. You need to delta T log at specific depth, delta T matrix, and delta T fluid. Delta T log minus delta T matrix divided by delta T fluid minus delta T matrix. Then estimate the effective porosity, total sonic porosity multiplied by 1 minus shell volume, average shell volume. So now we calculate the effective porosity from neutron, effective porosity from density, and an effective porosity from sonic. You need to estimate one value of porosity, so you need to calculate the average effective porosity. Average effective neutron and effective porosity from density and effective porosity from sonic. So the porosity in this zone is good value, but in this zone is low. So at this zone, see the shell volume increase, and in this zone you see the shell volume in decrease. So when the shell volume increase, the effective porosity decrease, and when the shell volume decrease, the effective porosity increase. The next step and main important step in wall logging interpretation is estimate the water saturation and oil saturation. We calculate the water saturation based on Arch equation. Arch equation need to total resistivity and resistivity of water and porosity, effective porosity, and other parameters depends on the formation, such as exponent, saturation exponent, cementation factor, and toxicity factor. Squared because the saturation exponent equal to, so you need to square A multiply by water resistivity divided by true resistivity from deep resistivity log multiplied by average effective porosity exponent M So this water saturation values in this interval, the water saturation increase, you can see, to effective porosity decrease, and this now C2 shale volume increase. So this water indicate to resistivity with the water from shale, not from water zone. You need to understand that. Now you need to estimate oil saturation, sorry. So 1 minus simple equation, 1 minus water saturation the oil saturation varies from zone to zone, and this is so low because this interval is shale interval. Now after calculate the fluid saturation, calculate the you need to calculate the permeability. As we said, there's no any log give us the permeability directly, so you need to other equation based on other parameter to calculate the permeability. So the permeability will be calculated based on this equation. You need to effective porosity and water saturation. Okay, now apply this equation on this. This value is the permeability value. So this value have high uncertainty, because the permeability calculated based on other parameters. So the best value of permeability calculated from core data or from well testing data. So you need to correct this value. So first we calculate the lithology, and based on lithology log we calculate the shell volume and from gamma ray and SB. Based on porosity log, can you estimate the average effective porosity, and then based on resistivity log calculate the water saturation and oil saturation, and based on water saturation and porosity, can you calculate the permeability based on any equation you have. So if you need to this data, contact the Better software. Thank you for your watching.